Yo, abusian for me cheche mo kwabra hinka na biem. Jaserem kan na nto so no na dia ba no. We de me pese me twa ne tiawa, but say nyame adom yetime ama me ka nyame adom so a wo jeze nyam nyame no. Me ka obo ade totrobo nso, obo ade ankasa obi amfa na ne hu no, obi ene be de otie no. Ono asem na me ka no. Tima Christopher ba mo nyemfa. We ye nyamo de ampa mo cho. Obo ade adom ntinse sei yetimi acheche no mam kakra e de message akoma nipa titiro se de momo yodi kan Dr. Otabo asofo mutintima champion e de akoma na say omre bib na omekire yemu pacho me videos wo ho bitima kohwe previous ones dey be repeat me ho na share na like na subscribe smaka say you human nya near the other side of the dot na the back home say you connected dots no you connected dots now until set you be do pointer you nyina be gi atom say this is what we were supposed to be doing ampa small and no adwuma na me ye no ha no because say the American you dey kind Dr. Otabo message akoma na say omre biem no me kire ye pa de okohu beyond the rivers of Ethiopia book of Troy no one complete here or equivocate here and then began to do business as usual no because it says it's getting clearer and clearer that we have been lied to, we have been misled. Who bewitched you? Mama Paul Nakai. And you know it's becoming clearer. What you say? And to say the message connected dots. And they ask us some otumfo nana onkwaso opem so PSA nankasa or you call PSA me amenu penny ono so yedin kra koma ne se onye brebrebre na daroma on de mo nkasa ono kra on kasa yen na nko an subject say ya bre excuse me any asori kro do mesesem maye ni nya na ye ni amamre ene amane achi because them kan na no despite the ekosunya Anglican oko nyina no still onya na mamre chidi odimu pa ye and the two cannot go together. That is the problem we are having to say our country no Ghana because achia must say bibia danema ya be no normal ya normalize the Christianity the Muslim ya normalize na na be say I sorry they say nyehwe no be ekobie but enye right to say so na me no there's nothing wrong with being an African. And I think we all agree on that. If there's nothing wrong with that, now where continents, based on studies, the entire about 3 or 4 different continents, landmass could be placed into the landmass of Africa and still have room to spare, including Europe and America. That was that. And your continent, Kitwa, was what I say. And to say, Obi, a bit much shrebe be a nyami free, anadi nyami tia. I think it must be us because we all also accept the fact that before the first, in the end about first, it must be us. Obi also himself civilization to start free as us. So what I say. Name Tony brother Bessie. We have forgotten. We have even forgotten. Them cannot in here. We have forgotten. Nature say. Some things have been left far way off to a point that it is not even in our reference range. Sentino bitimi catches and a Bible says why are you trying to argue against it? The Bible says Debbie. The Bible was not the beginning, it wasn't here the whole time. So don't preach to me say I have to take that as the authority because you know in the genesis of the Bibles. That's what I say. Me earlier episodes, I talked about the chronology of Bibles, where it traces as to how it came back from this. From the Septuagint, 70 scribes and a whole corrupted versions. Yeah, but before this, there was the clay tablets. What am I mean? Me say no. Before, monye modi na montinem sa na monye ye. It's about branding. So what I say, it's about branding. Anyone will be as branding effectively. It has worked up to a point. In fact, I hear Juma to their benefit. We are the losers we got the short end of the stick. Into moma yen system near me fire dear. Now more dear yen try for 100 years per century. That's it. Yen 100 now work here. What the animal sa kwa for Jesus, mo Roman Jesus, no more cricket, ye may be aramaye. That time near cry a quarter that. But at least now yet must send a message now cross. So one image. And to me say ye then crack, I'm more tune for up him so. And I mean, says, be out Zaka message, no Zaka, Mumia when him for command me. Say the uncle for the diatom, Motam the come here, what you open, move away soon could be. What I say? Now, Fay, Otabos, but so no sense I can idea. But if you want to be here, that's okay. What I say? And this day, who said, based on there's a thing called etymology, which is tracing words through the root, through etymology, Yabe who said, language Hebrew, the tribe, a friend is saying the Hebrew race, or the Hebrew tribe, let me be right on that. The Hebrew tribe, happens to be a bit before Ayegu, your friend is saying, Ghana say, for the most part. If you are Nigeria, no money there. If you are Mosi land, no money there. So human tribes, cry and songs. They say, media, me say, I'm a student of Benjamin. Me share that, Benjamin that. But my connect to Munina can't boom. Another great guy is also Mikra. My connect to Munina, I don't know who said, at the end of the day, they all can't idea before, and none I also taking it serious. Why? Because we didn't know anything about Europeans. We didn't know anything about Jesus. Omwa mukofa edebre. And yinima can kind into much said ye kind there. And then we read their books and we accepted it. Okokasi Ubekacho said, what is your source? What is your source? Don't ask me what is my source, Masa. Musa was my source. Because who know Socrates, Aristotle, any uncle for who feels your source, any home and nominate their dinner. They all studied under the feet of Menananum. And Tubusame source, in fact, Sheikh Anta Diop, crab book or train, decimates the entire European history. Puts it in a proper perspective as to how it's supposed to be. And the source today, don't even go there. Because what you think is your source, and it's actually not a source. The same corrupted version, and I would actually. So and don't go there when it comes to source taking. Just listen and take a friend is saying, connect the dots and make it make sense to you based on one Kasawo tradition. No, because I'm not saying something outside of yourself. And I don't think you can fault me for saying a baby mindset. What I say, you cannot fault me for saying that. Because if you fault me for saying that, then what do you want me to do? To go to the European angle? There be Europeans, Americans, before. And disobedient the iota of information be brave kakrebi from Bibi Maya. We need to explore it, investigate it, which we fail to do for most of the biblical stories in the Bible. Years and until now, man, due diligence here. Abraham Moshe here. One much it. There's one much it. Your father, the anointing, your baptizer, on our tears or them, and I'm so now, cause I would do watching ye. Debbie, say, Monsieur, be mine. Yet, GM, and ye come once him. If you don't know it all, you better show my computer. And let me cut straight to the chase, to the point. My sister say, Yama Otum for Atienka, Yama Otabo Swata, a bishop of Fompany for Yamanatenka. And you know, me connected dots on Abba. And I may say, a branding. They branded effectively. My last video, that's what I was talking about. And they branded the and say no, see a branded there. And to be some say, what do I actually want to brand? And say we are see you go with the times. And what do I want to brand? I want to brand yes yamamre and yamane. Branding effectively. What do you say? And for instance, offer with the mamma example when I had there. Now, I've went to home. So, I say, me can't be so because I didn't answer some. You told an some that you are not found now. The was enough for tsunami. Would you share historically? The Roman Jesus never existed. That is a fact. Any names add that. but they made it up. And our hobbies in there. But a fiction of our real story of Kwesia Yusu and also by a didn't grade Benjamin so young for my ya teddy. Maybe I feel a minute of what chance didn't come ye. So and I used to not buy or buy so dear Hinian Besiho, and I used to buy so that I need any Ghana. I used to buy an a neo Iraq region because the Hona Bible stories in SCNT, that's where we are. Some of you accept or be fine, but Moka so if you never jump up say Jesus is. That's wrong. That's why I'm saying the names has to change so that people will begin to familiarize themselves with the African names. And the Ayesu is much better. And so we can Jesus. We can Ayesu now Tiasia. They actually because Jesus no one Tiasia so GD. And the Ayesu no so munyini sa ne enko yanim. Jesus ya ngosiaga. Ze hu za ye mogo keke. And I'm going for the no mashasha say yo munoma. And it's neither here nor there. So but ono ba so be ya hene no. Obviously, based on information from the brain, any granny free hoba had. Not just assassin went to man yet. And to man land because Titi Hono, and Kwaku near Koja Sassy. A binia Santamadi and to make be see so. In drones are yes, super corner courier, yeno. A year and a sacrifice, then send pub by a year obey a boy nipasa or mukuno trinity, a man of coyena. Or none as a bad beam. Me, I'm making me thesis or whole. Miss B, don't ask me for sources. I'm using my head. And I make corrected thoughts, And the Ayesu Bay and idea where we and I guess what? South Carolina for Bessie, who don't come back. And I come for not to buy. Come for not to buy an idea, but to me establish a kingdom, Asante Mai. A Korea as far as Cote d'Ivoire, moving towards Cameroon near there. They just said he was getting the thing bigger. And then also was made up of Asante Nye tribal, Kaisa, a senti in Tokwa, into Yakambum. And it was a mixture of Mosi form creme of my friends saying Dagomba form Fante form cram for it was going as far as I before Obia or Tia Sebiano, Ebeka Honi, a senti a conye, edgy mine. So from a Yensu and about Confornoche. Now I used to the movie, no, I don't the Jesus, no, fine, and I'll become cop because this is BC era. Edi the end by no, and a Confornoche, and also so ye corner as the confess who is still debatable. But he too disappeared into thin air. But the obey any tria who was Antamaha. I am contempo. Yabe who no ma confornoche beye. What I say? Or no dear or G minus see ho. Or no dear no. And again, oh but guess what? The concept of building a nation of different tribes was what was adapted to the Americas. By who? The Greco-Roman British Empire. And no, the United States of America made up of the Portuguese, the Irish, the Hwan, all the European countries. These are the Greeks and the same people are more European and America. No, America is a new world. And we formulated the American Constitution and the American system. My friend, experiment. So what I say. Meanwhile, now a short circuit has been cut off because Baha ebe interrupted. I'm makwaya my anti-man brother. Asante for konya, asante man konya, but eventually we gave up because of Nkrumah Beji independence. Okay, you know, Ghana and Yumum. But that time, the colonial masters again agenda from 1887, 85. Hold on, Berlin Conference. A divided Konkaba into a peace. Where's Togo? Where's Benin? Where's Cameroon? Until we have definitely been interrupted. I'm a opportunity to ever come back. After the dark ages, that's what they've done to us. You get my point and my history here? Indeed, all I'm saying is we haven't had the opportunity to come back yet. From the days of the Hyksos, Abba Babesi, even the time of say Europeans, before slave trade score and Kwasumo, you go pee horror no more. Marcus Garvey didn't talk about Bayana, and then Nkrumah will be taking over. Did what they can do. African independence never really happened, and we are here today. In the story, it is not as simple as you see it. And the Americans say, in the process of so much and Koinana, they were branding the stuff. Because King Leopold later was say they came here purposely for an agenda and they fulfilled it. In fact, he has won to date. Because a normal envision, is exactly what has happened. And to me say, we need to go back and brand. And to come for Noche, and a bet twa a yesu adwuma no so e je asantemasi ho no so corrupt and the sad as I say no ya be hu sa body mo hyehyeye no e bibi man e na hye no manyina ase and the sad because again ya mamre no eno an ye hu so mu wiewia information atwero no eno an no ma line na up in the Old Testament. So what I say adia ya twero no Old Testament no aye no pepepe and na ekoso wo Ghana say I don't want to even spread around Nigeria near that. Me keep on Ghana na is simple. Old Testament and until na Christopher Johnny was apam foforo no. It's because omani ewu omo hu se ampa de said ye hye aginayema antoa nyama any brekuneni hwanhwafo nyana. It's the same freaking thing that is described in the Old Testament, how to build an altar. It doesn't change. This Antoine's son aginaya then na fe de Israel God to me son de. So what the same grofo say even when it comes to the Israel God na krana enya no na Christopher ne di akire, which also means said then Christianity no as it is a Greek system adapted by the Romans, and then we are still following it even though we know it was brought here to colonize us in whichever form it took. It has succeeded. Master America and say ye be brande ye di amanesipi esita ye be branding it effectively. No questions asked, and we do not care what you say, what you talk about the foreign religions. We don't need any of that. You hear no hakra. And Massima no. When is what Chisia ko say I can't languages no cry no. Edit at them. It is so comfort there. So I didn't be referee ho. And no one take us no. And sometimes narrations ni names be mention any bo ho cry na. Na asati omoto. Because ope kasa ewo English text no mo a ubon sa asante kasa ne namu ebu ha ne nkran ne namu mesi metie benyame an me hu say yes ade no it makes sense, and that is why I'm leaning towards his teachings and then adapt others that also make sense in the African sense. No so what I say using the African paradigm na ye de no achire yema, because that is all we've got to do. Near 400 plus years. This is all we're gonna get. And the made the Bamocha na ya boko brand no hasama na mesadia ba me say mama yam brand ya mamre ne amane no effectively. Otumfo na ebedi enim. Because on the otekokoso nana onkwaso. What you say? Onkwaso enti na enya dan a wodo ho jim na boa ugya asore kro na ma yeye ya die pa di motentema because to na wa kro bo ofumrofo yi. I know that from normal work and world transits, you know, so omobuye kwasia omobuya faso what we thought they were going to do with the Ghana nation it turned out not to be so. We have definitely been frauded. And the leaders was just to get a leash on us and have them do their bidding. It was never designed to help any of us. And to be trying to you're making sure say you brand it effectively. And how do we brand it? By going back to study your history. Because if you know your history, guess what? You will erase the mystery. And when you erase the mystery, you can now go about your black magic, or what people call your chemistry. Chemistry simply means black magic, black mystery. So I mention. And the history there, you can't second guess. You cannot go wrong with history. So no, and nama a pepe mama ne. Who say omubu ye faso no. Enti medimu jaha numre. You can tiawa branding all the way. Ye be brandi ye be bisem. Amana ye fe. Madam Fubako, a friend said, make her say, on what we cabosom, mabosom cry ye nika. What I say, what me chirabosom, said ya wuti we ya bosom, or cry na tilmon, ya bosom. What I say, and we fear to me ya bosom. Nyame ya bosom. Into a wa cambosom no man I akono. Sano say yen, and yet the yari be sending we no near the na IBB or no. Yeah, and the Medobia say, one shot the name stay strong. Now go for the history. History be don't run away. Because that is what is going to open your eyes and make you know, say, the right from the wrong. Near that day. Oh, and to be that much say. entwanity e be say share biem na smaka in the next 10 to 15 years there a Christopher and Kermofo one of them say mobile wa mobile hot pa enti munim dia monko peda de eche she na mo embrace for what is coming because in kola na bande o mani abro o mo busa questions to de obi ase de nyame jamo